How's it everybody? It's Nick here from Enhanced Physio, and in today's video we're going to be chatting about some of my own experiences with leadership both in my personal life and in my business life. Let's get stuck in. So the first thing that I want to mention is that my story is obviously unique to me. So personally, I've had my own business since 2016, and a lot of the initial challenges were more related to self-leadership. So getting myself in the right mindset to establish something, right? Where in the last year, I've really had to transition from being very one-person orientated and leading myself to growing into leading teams and people and sharing my vision, communicating a little bit better and more clearly, and throw into the mix a global pandemic. It's been a really challenging time, or it's been a real turbulent time, which is maybe a good time, especially if you're looking for opportunities to improve your leadership, both of teams and of yourself. Something that I've realized is that it's completely normal and it's extremely common for someone in a leadership position to doubt or question their ability to lead groups of people, or to even lead themselves, or maybe even do they deserve to be in the position that they are at the moment, right? So I listened to a podcast featuring Sia Khaleesi a few days ago, and one of the lessons that he was chatting about is kind of knowing some of your limits, acknowledging your self-belief and maybe some of your self-doubt, but at the same time using the people around you, being willing to put yourself out there and say that sometimes you don't know and you need to seek help to make the best opinion for the group. Don't be scared to use the strengths of other members, but ultimately what you want to have is a culture of people that are around you that are all playing towards the same goal. So I say that, but at the same time, it's really hard to kind of create that, and I think that's a lot of what I'm going through now. I'm very fortunate that I've got a great team of people around me, both friends, colleagues, my business partner, NVB. I've got a good team and a great support structure, but even within that, it's still challenging at the best of times. So a lot of my own doubts and self-belief come from almost comparing myself to other practices, which is not really fair. But I look up to guys like Govender, Allan, the Colin Hills, Brent, Grimsleys of the world, where these guys run massive practices, incredibly well-known, incredibly knowledgeable, manage big teams of people, which I'm sure they'll all say that it has its own challenges. And I kind of feel that, jeepers, okay, compared to these guys, I'm a lot less experienced. My operation is a lot smaller. I mean, do I feel like I even have something valuable to kind of contribute to the industry as a whole? Who actually wants to kind of hear what I have to say about anything? But at the same time, I think the self-belief that kind of gets you going initially with, okay, this is why I've started. I want to help people. I want to educate people. We want to put people first. We want to build sustainable business models. All those whys at the foundation of why I started Enhanced Physiotherapy are the same reasons that in some ways we actually need to keep growing and building this movement, keep connecting with people, keep adding my thoughts and our thoughts as a practice collectively into the space. So getting over that, or kind of acknowledging that yes, it's scary putting yourself out there, and yeah, sometimes people don't respond at all. Sometimes there's no feedback. Sometimes people kind of give negative feedback, which is also hard to kind of take it at times. Despite all of that, the why is so big that my only option is to literally keep on plugging away and keep on moving forward. So as scary as it might be at times, what I'm trying to remind myself is that I've gone through a long phase or period of self-leadership where I've really pushed the envelope in terms of my personal discipline, my consistency, my application, my learning of skills, learning of business, learning about how to do things like this, vlog, edit, package, market, social media, network, all these sort of things. I've worked really hard to get to the point where I am now, and I think it's also kind of an acceptance of, you know what, it's okay to be proud of where I am. I'm confident, but at the same time, I'm sort of blissfully dissatisfied that I know I've got so much more to contribute. Closing the chapter of my master's thesis is also kind of in the same line, where now I'm transitioning into a new phase of work where I'm probably a lot younger than some of the other guys who I mentioned before, with these really high level qualifications and expertise, but I'm trying to reach their sort of level and give my contribution to the industry as a whole. So again, for myself going forward, and maybe for yourself as a takeaway, remember that it's a journey. Sometimes comparison is the thief of joy. So don't get too caught up in comparing or your journey to anybody else's, but at the same time, it's okay to look up to people, and I'm definitely trying to turn my idols not into my rivals, but kind of feel that I belong on the same sort of platform or in the same space or area with a lot of the colleagues and guys and physios that I look up to in South Africa. So thanks so much for watching this video. I'm really keen to hear your thoughts and feedback, your personal experience, whether you're a big practice, a small practice, just starting out, whether you're working in a practice, whatever your context is. If you are a healthcare professional or rehab professional in our space, reach out, give me your thoughts, your feedback. How do you feel about growth, belief, leadership, self-leadership, group leadership? And let's connect and share our thoughts. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it, even though sometimes the feedback could be better. Sometimes the feedback is incredibly meaningful, and I really appreciate all the small responses that I get from people. Believe that I'm going to keep going at this with a lot of consistency and staying true to my mission, which amongst our sort of practice values, one of them is to make physio great again. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Take care.